As he gets up and walks away.
I'm good. I just need to close my door, bro.
No, I
I
know.
need to close my door.
As he just freaking gets up and walks away. No big deal. No big deal. It's worked out perfectly. All right, cool. All right, good morning, everybody. Man, it's a great day to have a great day. I'm so fired up and excited. Welcome back to Virtual Coffee Break Health Mindset Motivation. My name is John Mercado. I'm here with my best friend, Robert Avidia, and we're back for some more bare knuckles coaching on a Tuesday morning. And listen, you got to wake up, excited and grateful for everything. Like if you can't tell with my voice, I woke up feeling sick, right? I woke up a little raspy this morning, but I'm just so grateful because I have an opportunity to still work, to make money, to make an impact, to do things while I'm resting and recovering, and I think it's important, and I woke up and I looked at my team telegram, and one of my teammates she just dropped 3 reasons why she was grateful. There was no I didn't ask anyone to do that. She just can't I guess God put it in her heart to share why she was grateful. And then what happened was somebody else on the team dropped why they were grateful. I dropped why I was grateful. Somebody else dropped why they were grateful. We had like a bunch of people talking about what they're grateful for. So, hey, if you woke up this morning and it wasn't perfect, that's okay. Be excited and be grateful because you have something to be grateful for. And talk about being grateful. One of the things I'm grateful for is just having incredible men, incredible friends, incredible business partners in my life, like Robert. Robert's he's just an incredible guy, man. He's got such an incredible mindset. He's got a huge heart. He's got great coaching. I've gotten to watch his business grow. I've gotten to watch him grow, and I'm just so excited for what he's got to share with us today. So, Robert, I'm passing it to you.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, it's it's the wonderful time called spring when pollen's in the air and everyone's choked up on allergies. But hey, guys, good morning. It just unbelievable morning, unbelievable week, unbelievable year so far. I think about where we're at. We're already in the month of April. Before you know it, it's going to be December 31st, and we'll be starting January 1st of 2024. But as you reflect on the first 3 months of this year, what I want you to think about is, did you give it your all? Did you give it your all? Because of the fact that we start every year fired up and excited that we're going to do something. This is the year. This is the moment. This is the time. It's going to happen. You're going to see it's going to be different. Well, let's reflect on the first 3 months. Did that happen? And for some of you, it did. And I'm so glad that it did, because you know what? That's what's going to take to get what you want. You're going to have to face the truths and do the work. Okay. This morning I was talking to a group of people, and they asked me, they said, Robert, why are things not simple? I said, if they were simple, would it be worth it? If it were simple, would it be worth it? See, everybody wants the glory, but nobody wants the story. See, it's the story that turns you into someone that you can be proud of and make the adventure and the outcome so worth it. Make the end product be worth everything you went through, so that way you could have it. And you have to develop yourself to be a great leader. You got to lead yourself first, though, not other people. I think too many times leaders want to lead other people without leading themselves first. They ask of others things that they don't do themselves first. You have to do it first before you can ask someone else to do it. Lead yourself first. Build rapport with you first. Because if you can't do it with you, you'll never be able to do it with someone else. And so I'm reading this book, just an incredible book. And how it starts, it says, great leaders move us. They ignite our passion and inspire the best in us. And the way they do that is they move us with emotion. See, have you ever watched a movie called Braveheart? How is it someone who is just an average man living amongst average people turn into a leader that leads an army that doesn't even stand a chance? If you look at the odds, you look at the statistics of that army didn't stand a chance against the English army. I mean, it was at a time where the sun never set on England, okay? It was at a time where England was a force to be reckoned with, all right? it was at a time when no one even thought or even tried to say, hey, I'm going to take on the English ruler. But how does a man like that get a group of fired up individuals to take on the biggest, baddest army of its time? And the reason being is that he used emotion. If you ever watch that movie, your emotions get on high, it's because movie is so emotional. He had a purpose, there was a reason. And the thing is, he used emotion to push people to go out and fight and give their life for something called freedom. You remember that? See, every one of us wants to be free. And as you look back on these 3 months, did you do everything to be able to set you free? Did you give it your all even when you didn't feel like it? Did you get up even when you wanted to hit that snooze button? Did you go to the gym even though it was too comfortable in that warm bed underneath that blanket? And you're like, oh no. See, unfortunately, you're going to have to do a little bit of work. I was telling the group this morning that when I got up this morning, there was no way. I didn't want to get up. My allergies are killing me. John's struggling over there too, but my eyes are itchy. My eyes are watery. I got this headache right in here, my sinuses. And I got up at 4:59, knowing my alarm was going to go off at 5. And the reason why I can recall it so vividly, I picked up my phone to turn off the alarm. It was 4:59. As soon as I picked up my phone, the alarm goes off. And I remember walking to the bathroom going, I do not feel like going to the gym. But see, you can't feel your way to greatness. You got to act your way to greatness. And as I walked into the restroom, I looked at my face, I put some water on that, and I said, okay, I'm going to the gym. Not do I feel, no, I'm going to the gym. And even when I drove to the gym, I sat in the parking lot and I go, oh, it'd be so good to recline this chair right back and just stay here. And I said, nope, I'm getting down. And I'm going to go do what I don't feel like doing, but what I know I need to do to get the results I want. See, life isn't about convenience. Life is about uncertainty and us going towards that uncertainty to get what we want. Life is about finding pleasure and finding peace amongst pain. It's about doing work when no one else will. See, every one of you wants something. And the thing is, I challenge you to write it down. What is it that you want? I challenge you to write it down. What are you fighting for? So that way, and I challenge you to put it everywhere. Put it in your bathroom mirror, put it in your car, put it in your desk, put it everywhere. Because that's what motivates me and that's what gets me going, especially when I don't feel like it. I look at my goals, I look at what it is I want, and I say, I can't feel my way to that. I got to act my way towards that. And every one of you needs to understand that emotion is a way you're going to push your team or destroy your team, because nothing great was ever done alone. Again, emotion's a way you're either going to push your team or destroy your team. Is it pessimism or is it optimism? You got to be fired up and excited. You got to look in the last 3 months and you got to look at, what did I do great? What could I do better? And how am I changing today? Because nothing great comes when you put it off for tomorrow. Everything great comes when you fight for it daily. Let's go fight for what we want. Let's go get our freedom. Okay, whatever that freedom is for you, go fight for it. Go emotionally push somebody, go emotionally help somebody, but more importantly, go emotionally help yourself. John, back to you, man.
Robert, that was so powerful, and it's funny because we were actually kind of last minute today hopping on our call, and and it's exactly what I wanted to transition to talking about, because you talked about acting your way into a new way of feeling and deciding about what you want and then giving it your all. And I literally I had this written down. I had have a decided heart and persist without exception, and it's because, on Saturday, I went through this incredible training from a guy named Andy Andrews. He has a book called The Traveler's Gift, and another one, the 7 Decisions. It's just an incredible book, incredible author. But going through that training really changed me inside. I mean, it really changed the way I looked at things. So if you guys have time, go on YouTube, go find Andy Andrews, The 7 Decisions. It just truly was, it was unbelievable, and I wanted to talk about that today, because that training got me thinking about me and about things I've done or haven't done, or want to do, and one of the biggest things that I got out of that is having a decided heart. Really what that means is that when you decide something, you commit to it, right? So there's a difference between being interested and being committed. There's in fact, there's an even greater difference between being committed and being committed without exception, right? There's a very, very big difference. So you got to find something where you can plant your flag, where you could plant your flag and then burn the ships. Cliche aside, they say if you want to take the island, you burn the ships. He talked about a story of the conqueror Cortez. How he tried so many ways to motivate his people. How he casted a big vision of what it was going to look like. Of how it's going to be when they have all their gold. About how what's going to look like with their spouses, with their kids. That people are going to know their name. He casted a big vision. You might have a big vision, or somebody might have casted that vision for you about what it's going to look like when you go achieve your goal. And that's huge. But right before they were to attack, right before they were going to go get that treasure, go get that gold, before he didn't motivate them by some compelling speech. He said, burn the ships. He said, burn the ships. If we're leaving the island, it's going to be on their ships, not ours. And talk about emotion, talk about motivating, because the only way out is through, and so how many times do we start something? How many times do we think we're committed, but at the first sign of trouble, we back out, we quit? It's because we might have decided that we're interested, but maybe we didn't decide to commit, or maybe we decided to commit, but we didn't decide to commit without exception. You ever try really hard, and maybe it was a parent, maybe it was a friend, maybe it was a spouse, and said, hey, it's okay, honey. You did your best. You tried your best. You gave it your all. You can quit now. Well, and listen, that's coming from a place of grace. That's coming from a place of love. That's coming from a place of they don't want to see you in pain anymore. Or maybe they're tied to it and they don't want to be in pain anymore. But that's not committed without exception. That's not persist without exception. Persist without exception means persist without exception. It's you do whatever it takes for as long as it takes until the job gets done. You do whatever it takes for as long as it takes until the job gets done. And if you've not taken the appropriate action, that's on you, but you can change it like that. Today, you can decide to commit to taking the appropriate action until the job gets done. You see, you plant your flag and you burn the ships, and then you get after it. So I want to leave you guys with two things before we close out that'll help you have a decided heart and to persist without exception. The first thing is when you decide, what I'm going to encourage you to do is share that with everyone. Share your decision with everybody. Get on Facebook and let everyone know. Get on Instagram, let everyone know. Call some people you love and you trust that are truth tellers in your life and tell them your decision. Hey, I'm committed to getting in better shape. I'm going to get down from 240. I'm going to go to 200. Hey, I'm going to get after it and build my business. My boss date is September, 2023, whatever it is. And you tell everybody what you're doing, because what's going to happen is the world will hold you accountable. Everyone's wait a minute, man. I thought you said you wanted this, and people are going to light a fire under your butt, and it's going to help you stay committed to your decision. And the second thing is, ahead of time, you make a list. Ahead of time, you make a list of things that could potentially take you out, that can help you, that are potentially take you out of your goal, and you come up with a contingency to overcome each one. So maybe there are 5 things that could take you out. Maybe you have a goal of getting in better shape. You want to drop 40 pounds. So let's say that's what your goal is. Well, maybe one thing that could take you out is getting hurt at the gym. Maybe another thing that could take you out is your sweet tooth. Maybe something else that's going to take you out is if the scale don't move for 2 months. Whatever, make a list of the things that could potentially discourage you, that could potentially take you out of your goal. And then come up ahead of time with a plan to overcome each one. So if the scale don't move for 2 months, understand that sometimes it's not about the scale, it's about the physical transformation. Maybe your body is detoxing and it's not the scale, so you got to mentally prepare for that. Maybe it's your sweet tooth. That's great. Your plan is don't buy any sweets. Tell your spouse don't buy any sweets. If they're going to do it, if they're not going to be on the same page as you, that's great. Lock them up somewhere, or put them somewhere where you can't get to them. Whatever it is that's going to take you out, come up with a plan to make sure it doesn't take you out. So decide what you want, commit to it, persist without exception, act your way into a new way of feeling. And it's funny how when you don't want to go to the gym, but you walk in the gym and you start moving, it's funny how you finish your workout. It's because you act your way into a new way of feeling. It's funny how you might be sick. You don't want to make phone calls. You're at home because you don't want to get everyone else sick, but you set up on the table, you start making phone calls. And it's funny how one phone call goes to 2 phone calls, goes to 3 phone calls, goes to 5 phone calls, and you just act your way into a new way of feeling. Guys, listen, I'm so excited for what's coming. If you keep hanging out with us, I love you. I appreciate you. So does Robert. We're so grateful for you guys spending time with us on Tuesdays. Hey, listen, if you haven't heard, we've got a brand new YouTube channel. I'm going to put the YouTube handle in the comments below. We're not uploading many old content. We're going to start brand new with all of our calls going up on the YouTube channel. So I'm going to put that below in the comments. Guys, go follow us on YouTube or subscribe on YouTube and hang out with us so you can look at these calls every week, go back, get better. Maybe one call really stuck with you and you want to share it with somebody. Now you can just drop them a link. So do us a favor, if you got something out of this call, like and share this call with everybody you know and some people you don't know, because somebody out there needed today's message. And guys, we'll be back in next week for more Virtual Coffee Break Health Mindset Motivation. Facebook, we are out.